What? We're getting daily doors teasers? This is a dream come true. Finally, we won't be starving for content. We will be getting new sneak peeks of the next update every single day. More on that later though, but as you probably heard me, from now until the next update releases, we will be receiving a new teaser every day for the next Doors update, which has been officially confirmed to be the Garden Subfloor. Well, actually, it isn't called that, but it's going to be what we have been calling the Garden Subfloor up until this point. As of writing the script, we just received our first sneak peek for the upcoming subfloor. And let's just say it reveals quite a lot. We have got a lot to cover in this video. So, with all of that being said, let's begin. Alright. So, this first daily teaser picks up from where the very last video sneak peek leaves off, and that is at the entrance of the Garden Subfloor. If you recall, a while back we received a short video showcasing the entrance to the garden, revealing it to be the big door located at the greenhouse. It was originally at room 99, but it appears to have changed, albeit this time it is covered in vines. In this new teaser, we got an up-close look at the new vine-covered big door as well as a small portion of what's behind it. And let me just say, there is a lot to unpack here. Let's start with just the outside of the door itself. As you can probably see, the vines have been cut, and the door is starting to open. This pretty much confirms that we will be needing the shears from the courtyard to access this location, as we need them to cut the vines. But if we look closer, we can see another item is actually required. Just behind this giant vine-covered door, we can just barely make out a skull lock on what appears to be the true entrance to the subfloor. As you may recall, the room's subfloor entrance requires a skeleton key to be unlocked, and the presence of a skull lock on this door means that item will also be required to access the garden subfloor. This was something we were expecting, but now we have concrete proof that the item is necessary. Speaking of the door though, we can also see it looks a little different from all the other doors currently in the game. If you look close enough, you can just make out two diagonal wooden planks placed alongside the skull lock. And this is likely what the garden subfloor doors will appear like. As you may recall, the entrance to the room subfloor features a typical room's door with the skull lock. So, I assume the same thing is happening here, only this time with a typical garden subfloor door. Furthermore, and this is probably a little obvious, but in front of the skull lock we can see a bright yellow light, as well as some yellow sparkles, which are the signature sign that Curious Light is present. Now, we've known for a long while that Curious Light only appears in subfloors, so them being present in the garden is not a surprise by any means. But there is a theory floating around with this that I think should be addressed in this video. Essentially, given how close the garden is located to the hotel, resulting in guiding and Curious Light being very close to each other, it's possible both of them could be present in the subfloor instead of just Curious Light alone. I've always wanted to see the architects interact with each other in real time, and this could be the chance for that to happen. However, that is just a theory not really based on too much concrete evidence. So, expect just Curious Light to be present in the subfloor. Still, Guiding Light being there would be pretty cool too. Now, that's basically it for this first teaser. However, we also received an official announcement from the developers alongside it, and this is where a large bulk of the information for this video comes from. First off, and most excitingly, it was confirmed that this one teaser isn't just a standalone thing, but rather the first sneak peek in what is now going to be a daily release schedule for sneak peeks. You heard me right, every day we will be receiving an official announcement for the upcoming garden subfloor. And, according to the developers, we won't be limited to just images. Yeah, that's right. We will also be receiving videos and clips of the subfloor as well, which is something I've been wishing to be teased more. I just hope the developers also post those mentioned video clips onto their YouTube channel, so they gain more attention, as that is where most people actually see teasers for upcoming updates. But still, I'm very excited for all the new content coming our way. Furthermore, on the topic of this announcement, the developers also announced that the subfloor itself isn't actually called the Garden. Whoa, that is quite a shocker. This comes as a surprise to me personally, as according to some of the very first leaks that were released for this subfloor, it was referred to as the Garden in the game files, but I guess that is being changed. Now, until the update does release, I'll still refer to the subfloor as the Garden, given how that's what people are most familiar with now. But this all begs the question of what the new area will actually be officially called. I've seen many theories floating around stating how it may be referred to as the Outdoor, as that has a similar naming scheme as the Back Door, and I feel that name holds the most weight, as it appears to fit the game quite well. Still, we won't know until the update releases, but if I had to put money on it, I'd say the subfloor would be called the Outdoor. Don't hate me, that's just what I think. Lastly though, the final thing I want to mention about this whole fiasco about new daily teasers, and this one in particular, is what it means for this channel. Of course, I will try my best to upload daily videos to cover the new teasers, but that can be a little demanding at times. As you are probably aware, I have an upload schedule of every other day. I'll mostly try to keep that every other day upload schedule, and that could mean I have to group 2 daily teasers into one video, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. Still, I plan on making a video covering every single one of these daily teasers at some point, and of course all the new content in the game when the update itself does release. I just thought I'd mention it here first, as this is definitely a new and exciting opportunity for this channel, which I don't want to let pass, as who doesn't want to hear an unnecessarily long, in-depth analysis of a couple doors images? I know you don't, as you're still here listening to me yap. Anyways, to summarize, it was confirmed that we'll be receiving daily teasers of the upcoming garden subfloor indoors, with the first of which being a view inside the entrance to the subfloor. Well, technically it's not really called the Garden, but I'll still refer to it as that, as that's what players know best, and they can recognize what I'm talking about. Anyways, the teaser itself for today confirmed that shears and a skeleton key will be required to access the subfloor, as well as that curious light, as expected, will be present in the new area. All in all though, this was definitely a surprise for me to see, and I can't wait for what tomorrow's teaser is going to reveal to us. So, with all of that being said, let me know in the comments what you think of all of this, as well as if you believe guiding light will be present alongside curious light in the subfloor. And thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.